Now, changing gears here, last week, CitroTech was uplisted to the New York Stock Exchange. To discuss that listing and the company, joining us now is its CEO, Wes Bolsen. Wes, thank you for taking the time this afternoon to be with us to highlight CitroTech and your recent uplisting to the NYSE American. Now, first, can you just tell us a little bit about the company?
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me. It's really exciting to have, technology that's helping to prevent fire ignitions, to protect assets, to come into something that is new in the industry, kind of hopefully replacing some of the legacy fire inhibitors that are out there with something environmentally safe and effective to help homeowners all the way through to preventing ignitions from wildlands and treating wood products. It's a really exciting time for this industry.
And CitroTech is now just one of two publicly traded wildfire prevention and protection companies. What does this uplisting signal to you about the industry and its outlook?
Yeah, I think that the industry is excited to have another technology, coming in that uses an EPA Safer Choice certified inhibitor. I think it's really going to allow us to have a new set of investors come in behind one of the only companies really addressing wildfire prevention, protection. I think we're one of the only companies really bringing into treating wood, treating lumber. I mean, one really exciting part is how do you render lumber Class A rated, fire rated? And I think we can do that in a way where a product soaks into wood and then it helps render that non-flammable, or vegetation on the side of the road where a lot of fires start. So I think us being uplisted to the NYSE American is just a real opportunity for us to start forming some of those B2B relationships as a public company and really start delivering on safety in an environmentally safe way as well.
And Wes, I want to focus on what you just said too about the environmental safety of all of this and help our viewers better understand some of the actual product. You just mentioned that you have this EPA Safer Choice certified for this long-term fire inhibitor, but your products are different. Can you tell our viewers how they work in actually preventing a fire from starting?
Sure. Yeah. What you're doing is, it's so simple, actually, with all of our ingredients being EPA Safer Choice. Some of them are even in your food and drinking, in fermented from corn, a corn basis is really neat. It goes into beverages. That's one of our key ingredients. And so the safer way that you could just spray onto wood and have that become Class A, it works in a way that it soaks into the cellulosic fibers and then forms like a crystalline structure. So if you've sprayed it on vegetation around your home, it's safe for your pets, it's safe for your children, safe for the environment. And the interesting part is it's safe until it is, and it's effective until it's washed off, physically removed. So rainfall, or if you went out with a garden hose. But it's not like water, or it's not like something else where you're trying to treat. You could treat around your home or around high value assets, and it stays protected until it's physically removed, which is really important during drought seasons or when you're looking at high wind events getting ready to come in. It could be devastating for communities.
So this is a product that in theory could be used if you were in an area where you knew there was a wildfire potential, or even more seriously, a wildfire coming, where you could actually treat your home in real time and protect it.
Yeah, and that's where we're always wanting the safety of homeowners and the environment following the fire community of evacuations. What you could do is safely evacuate your family and your pets. Have our CitroSafe, we call it a CitroSafe system, which protects around the home. You can install it almost like sprinklers on the outside of your home. So it's really a two-step process. One, you treat the bones of the home, the wooden structure. And then two, you'd put almost a sprinkler system around the home to spray CitroTech and help render that vegetation non-flammable. You go away and your home is protected. You can even actually activate the system remotely if you needed to, safely get away to your family and then activate the system.
And Wes, wildfire risk continues to rise, and with the devastating fires we saw in California and early this year, how has that changed demand from not only homeowners, but builders and utilities and even the government?
Yeah, I think there's a multitude of partners here. coming from builders risk insurance when you're building new big homes, that you would want to have this wood Class A treated without having to pressure impregnate it. In the old scenarios, you would have to almost needle it or pressure impregnate it with a potentially harmful chemical to make it Class A rated. You don't have to do that anymore. Now you can use an EPA Safer Choice certified product. I think you go further, you look at insurance. Let's start talking about wildfire and insurance risk. I think this is going to have a big advantage to insurability of homes. And then you get areas that we're helping to rebuild, like in the Palisades or the Eaton fire in Southern California after the devastating fires in January of last year, which no one could have anticipated. As those homes are being rebuilt, you're going to rebuild them with a CitroSafe kind of a system that's able to help protect that. And so I think it's changing the face of how we build. We're going to build back better, and then we're going to build in a way that reduces risk and insurability of homes.
And Wes, last question here. As you're now uplisted and you start to scale post uplist, what is one metric or milestone that you would want investors to watch closely?
Yeah, I think as we go into 2026 and the outlook, you're looking at wood products. I mean, you're looking at how could we mix into lumber and building materials and wood products. And, it's not about just how much fire is coming in. Where I'm trying to help drive the company is towards long-term, predictable, high margin, recurring revenue, which is what any investor and everyone watching is going to want to hear, is an annual, predictable, high margin, recurring revenue stream coming off of CitroTech. And I think that's going to come through our lumber and building materials, our wood products, and then ultimately lead into our wildland urban interface and putting that product out there.
Fascinating business, Wes. Very exciting time. Congratulations on the uplisting there. That's Wes Bolsen, the CEO of CitroTech.